Hey guys, it's your girl Aquaburrell coming to do a quick video that's something that's been on my mind for a while. So I'm just going to jump right into it. 8 things I've learned about starting or restarting your locks. Number 1. Everybody's a critic. Everybody wants to have an opinion about what they think your hair should look like. Especially if you're going from relaxed hair to natural hair, if you're in the process of transitioning. People are going to ask you why. Why is that something that you decided that was appropriate for your hair? Definitely when you're going from having loose natural hair to locks, people are going to question you and ask you, why is that the route that you decide to take? And a lot of times your answer is going to be because it is, or it's none of your business. But we all know that when we decide to take the journey of starting locks, that there's a lot of research that goes into that. Locks are not a fad. They can be, but people that really jump into having locks, not dreads, know that it's not a fad. There is a emotional, physical, and spiritual sense of growth when you take on this journey. And a lot of times we have to come across people that say, you know, I liked you better when you look like this. Or in my case, when I cut my first set of locks, a lot of people told me that they liked the way that my locks looked when they were long compared to when I cut my hair off and went natural. And at first it used to get under my skin, but then I became used to it. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, you know, who cares? It's my hair. I can do it what I want to do. If I want to cut it all off and start again, if I want to do a brush cut, whatever I decide, if I want to wear a wig, it's my hair. So people are going to criticize you, and you just kind of got to get used to it. And actually that's going to happen with any type of change, because people have a hard time dealing with change. But especially with locks, people are so intrigued and so entertained by them. So you would definitely find that something that you'll probably encounter. Number 2, your starting and maintenance techniques should highly reflect the type of hair that you have, your lifestyle, and your level of activity. Now what I mean by that, if you have some thin straight hair, then interlocking may be a better option for you, or back combing, something that's going to allow the hair to tangle a little bit more easier and keep it from unraveling. Comb coil twists will wash out very easily, and even with any type of starter locks, you know that you have to take your time with washing them. You have to be very gentle because the hair is in a process of forming itself and matting together. And the more aggressive you are when you're washing your hair, the more you're going to be undoing those coils and tangles that you're in the process of forming. Your lifestyle. If you're somebody that is very laid back and lazy, you know, then maybe locks aren't for you actually. You know, if you're somebody that's very meticulous, then you might enjoy comb coils or finger coils. If you're somebody that is very active, you like to play basketball, you sweat a lot, interlocking may be better for you because of the fact that it's going to be harder for the hair to unravel because you're locking the hair through itself. You're kind of forming a weaving connection with the hair. If you are, as far as your level of activity, if you are somebody, like I said, that plays sports, if you work out a lot, if you are engaged in a lot of activities that requires you to have less time to take care of your hair, the interlocking may be an option. However, if you are a professional or somebody that needs to maintain a nice professional appearance, then comb coils do maintain a nice neat look, especially in the shorter or starting stages. So these are all things to consider as far as your starting and maintenance method. And of course you can switch up. With my first set, I did test interlocking for a couple of trials, but comb coils is kind of where I found comfort. So find out what works for you, for your hair. If you know somebody, a local loctician, be in contact with them so that they can evaluate your hair and kind of give you some opinions. Number 3, a fresh retwist does not equal healthy locks. My hair is probably about a week out, and I'm one of those people that I like to keep my hair looking very neat. I like to keep it looking professional because I don't like the negative connotations that come with locks or dreads. And I learned this the first time, that I can't retwist my hair all the time because the more stress that I'm putting on the root, especially with comb coils or palm rolling, you're tightening it up at the root and you're causing stress and strain on that hair at the root. And if you twist too tight to get that nice clean look, you're going to be putting more stress on the hair follicles at the base, and they're going to start to break, and those thick locks that you have are going to start to thin out. And that's where you start to run into problems with breakage or having to weave locks together and causing lock marriages. So take your time, learn your hair. Your hair is going to fall into a routine, but if you start stressing your hair, putting too many heavy chemicals on your hair, or just pulling on your hair too much, then it is going to cause a lot of problems with your hair, with your locks in the future. Number 4, your hair needs water. Your hair just completely thrives off of water. Water also helps with the locking process. Your hair is going to absorb that water. You don't want your hair to get dry. If your hair gets too dry, of course, you're going to be looking at breakage and damage. If your hair is too wet, on the other hand, and you're not removing some of that moisture with a t-shirt or a towel or some type of cloth that's not going to strip the oils out of the hair, then your hair is going to just hold on to that water. And it's like a wet towel that you leave sitting around. After a while, it starts to smell moldy, or it has that nasty, musty smell. Your hair is the same thing. It's going to absorb that water, and it's going to absorb everything that you put into your hair. So if you're not taking that out and being aware of what you're putting in your hair, then your hair is going to start to show that. So while water is good, I suggest like a spray bottle or a mist bottle where you can apply some water to your hair daily or a couple times a week, whichever is more appropriate for your hair type. Too much water is a bad thing. So another way that you can make sure that your hair and your body is getting enough water is to drink water. Of course, your hair is going to feed off whatever you're putting in your body. So if you're taking like biotin or multivitamins, eating a lot of healthy fruits and vegetables, drinking water, all that's going to stimulate hair growth. So you please keep that in mind. Number 5, use products with a purpose. When you do your hair, focus on the fact that you're trying to train your hair to lock. You want it to lock as naturally as possible, and sometimes, depending on the hair types, you do have to use products such as gels, oils, waxes, but you don't want to overdo it. A lot of people use Talia YG products. A lot of people use Jamaican Mango and Lime. I'm guilty myself. I've tried them all, but I found that the more product that you put in your hair, the more buildup that you have, and it's just not good for your hair. You're gonna start having pregnant locks, thick locks in certain areas, and if you squeeze them, you'll notice that a lot of stuff is coming out of your hair. The best bet, of course, this depends on your hair. For 4B, 4C type hair that is kinky naturally, you're gonna have an easier time locking your hair. And I found myself that when I was starting, I used the Jamaican Mango and Lime, but I didn't like how thick and heavy it made my hair feel. So I began to use oils like castor oil to stimulate that locking process. Castor oil is great. Aloe vera gel, you can either get it naturally or you can get the aloe vera gel that they sell at Walgreens, Walmart, Target, anything like that. And it gave me the nice clean look, clean parts, helped me to maintain my locks, but it didn't give me that heavy feeling. So make sure that whatever you decide to put into your hair, whether it's flaxseed oil or oils or gels or waxes, if you're going to use them, make sure you remember the purpose in using them, which is to help your hair lock, not to give your hair a certain look that's going to weigh your hair down in the future, because in the future you will regret it. Number 6, you want to train up your hair in the way that you want it to grow. As I mentioned earlier, I played back and forth with comb coiling, palm rolling, and I even tried interlocking a couple times. And the thing that I noticed about that is that my hair couldn't handle all that. If I started it with comb coils and then I tried to interlock it, my hair didn't know which way it wanted to go. So just like they say, train up a child in the way you want to go, train your hair in the way that you want to go. If you want to palm roll it the same way every time. If you want your hair to get used to interlock it every time. Set a regimen, set a schedule so that your hair can get used to that, so that you're not overdoing it, you're not putting too much stress on your roots, you're not messing up your parts, you're not pulling hair from other areas. If you're going to be comb coiling, make sure that you stay consistent with your product as much as possible, because your hair is going to get used to that. Every time you change a product, your hair has to get adapted to it, and sometimes it works out for the best, a lot of times that it doesn't. So even that's a challenge for me this time, is trying not to use all the products that I have here, because I do have many. I had almost all of the Jamaican Mango and Lime products when I started my first set, and I went through all of them. I tried beeswax, I tried the firm locking gel, I've tried the wax, I've tried aloe vera gel, I've tried Talia YG, castor oil, a little bit of everything. And right now I'm trying to stick with more natural oils and maybe the aloe vera gel, but find what works for your hair. Create a regimen, figure out how often you're going to wash your hair. This is natural hair, so you know some days with natural hair, loose natural hair, you co-wash. A couple days out the week you may condition only or deep condition. One day or once every 2 weeks you might shampoo. Locks are the same way. You don't want to over twist it, you don't want to wash it too much, you don't want to over condition it. Condition it especially, because that is going to make the hair slick. And what we're trying to do is get our locks, get that hair to stick together. So be very, very cautious in the use of conditioners. And if you are going to use conditioners, make sure that you wash it out very, very well. And just like with loose natural hair, try to avoid using towels. Try to use maybe like a microfiber cloth or a old t-shirt, something that's a lot gentle on the hair, because this is still natural hair, but we're trying to change it and we're putting it into a state where it's more fragile. So keep all these things in mind. A lot of the different styles and tips that you got for just regular natural hair are very applicable when you have locks as well. Number 7, growth is inevitable. No matter what you do, your hair is going to grow. Whatever what you don't do, your hair is going to grow. So remember that your body, your hair is going to feed off whatever you put into your body. Just like if you're trying to lose weight, your body's going to look like whatever you put into it. You got to allow your hair to grow. You've got to give it that chance to grow. But one of the biggest things in that, again, reiterating, is establish a routine. Be mindful of the products that you put in your hair, because your hair could be growing and your hair might not be getting any longer, because you also have to consider breakage. With locks, most of that breakage gets entangled into the lock and it continues to grow long. However, if you have locks that you've been putting too much stress on, hair that's dry and they start to break off, you'll never be able to see and retain that growth. So those are things you want to keep in mind. And last but not least, number 8, your locks are needy. Like, so needy. They want your attention, they want your time, they want you to spend all this money on this product, they want you to drink all this water. They want, need. But the thing that your locks need the most is for you to leave them alone. And that is something that I'm currently working on, because I know where I can get. I've been there before. I've had locks down to sit on my back and I cut them off and I'm starting from scratch. And I'm notorious for doing this or flicking this or making it look this way, go this way, twisting this. Leave your locks alone. They're going to grow. They're going to lay. They're going to get longer. And as they get longer, they'll be able to fall every which way that you want them to do. You'll be able to style them. There's no need for me to try to style hair this short. I need to let it go and do what it wants to do. So for all those people that are out there trying to get cornrows and barrel rolls with 1-inch locks, that's putting stress on the hair at the root. Let your hair grow. Your hair needs you to leave it alone so that it can grow. So I hope that was helpful for everybody tuning in. I appreciate you watching this video. If you have any more tips or suggestions, please message me, leave them in the comments below. If you have any videos that also have lock tips or tutorials, please send them to me. Comment below. I'll be more than happy to check them out. Please subscribe to my page, like this video. If you don't like it, hit the dislike button, that's okay. And I will subscribe back to you. Just let me know if you have a page where you're either starting your journey or maintaining your journey. Let me know in the comments below and I will follow back, because I'm enjoying watching all these other people go through the same lock journey that I am, or different ones, of course. Thank you for tuning in. Catch you next time.